welcome to the live today. We're giving everyone just a few minutes to join. I'm adjusting my device. For some reason, my laptop was not working correctly this morning, so I had to improvise. This morning, so I am pivoting and adjusting. So, welcome everyone. I see you joining. I am so grateful that you are here on today as I continue to improvise here. Good morning. Welcome everyone. I see that you joined. Welcome, 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 welcome. I am so excited that you're here. I'm so grateful for you being here on today. So I am continuing to pivot my device here. So, welcome this morning to my live where we are going to talk about a really cool topic today. I'm really excited about it. It is the relationship pattern you don't see. That's the one that's keeping you stuck. And I want to introduce my brand new tool that is going to help you as you're navigating your relationship. And I'm going to drop the link to my tool after the live in the comments. So please check the comments. But the tool is called my Relationship Pattern Finder. And the Relationship Pattern Finder is all about helping us determine what the pattern is in our relationship so that we can identify it. And it helps us think about several questions. And the questions are, why do I keep attracting the same type of relationship? Why is it so hard for me to say no? Why do I keep overgiving and ending up feeling exhausted or resentful? And why do I see the red flags and still stay around? So if any one of those questions are questions that you've ever asked yourself, then the relationship pattern finder is for you. And again, I will drop the link in the comments after the live. And when we think about the relationships and our own patterns in relationships, we have to think about what it's costing us. Is it costing us peace? Is it costing us confidence? Is it costing us the actual relationship? And so for those of you who are new here, we are well into our lives. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Coach Mika, Destination Life Coaching. I'm the founder of Destination Life Coaching. I have over 20 years of ministry experience. I've done my own work. So I don't just teach this, I have lived it. I help Christian women struggling with unhealthy relationship patterns heal at the root. You just joined, welcome, welcome. And create healthier relationships so they can thrive in life, love, and leadership. This is my assignment. And today I am walking it out with you. So let's continue with our topic. And first I want to ask you, what is a relationship pattern? Does anybody know what a relationship pattern is? If you can type it in the comments, I would greatly appreciate that. And if you just joined the live, please like and share the live and invite others, please. Someone that you think who might benefit from this live. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Wonderful. So we're going to move on. I don't see any comments as yet, so we're going to move on. If you just joined, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. And so we're talking about relationship patterns. And so first, let's make sure that we're all on the same page. So when we think about a relationship pattern, then we want to consider what is a relationship pattern. And so a relationship pattern is a repeated way of thinking, of behaving, of feeling, and responding in our relationship. Again, a relationship pattern is a repeated, so it's repetition. It's a repeated way of thinking, feeling, believing, or responding in our relationships. It's not a one time thing, it is an ongoing cycle. It happens over and over and over and over and over again. Sometimes it kind of feels like a hamster wheel. You're just going, and the same thing just keeps happening. So it's what you do consistently, and we all know that if we want something different, we have to do something different, right? We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result, right? And so we have to analyze what our relationship patterns are if we keep getting negative outcomes. Relationship patterns don't just show up in our romantic relationship. Relationship patterns show up relationship patterns show up in our friendships, our family dynamics, our church relationships, our workspace, and how we talk to ourselves. So our relationship with ourselves is impacted by our relationship pattern. And I see new people have just joined, so I just want to thank you for joining. And I'm going to reintroduce myself for those who have just joined. My name is Coach Mika, Destination Life Coaching. I am a life and relationship coach and founder of Destination Life. I have over 20 years of ministry experience. I have over 20 years of ministry experience, and I don't just teach this, I've lived it. So, thank you very much for joining. So, I specialize in helping Christian women struggling with unhealthy relationship patterns heal at the root and create healthier relationships so they can thrive in life, love, and leadership. That is my assignment, and I'm so glad that you're here. For those of you who just joined, so we are still at the beginning pretty much of our life, and we're talking about what is a relationship pattern. So I'm going to repeat it for those of you who just joined. A relationship pattern is a repeated way of thinking, feeling, behaving, or responding in our relationships. It's not a one-time thing. It happens consistently. And we know if we want something different, then we have to do something different because we can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results, right? And so our relationship patterns show up in our romantic relationships, they show up in our friendships, they show up in our family dynamics, they show up in our church relationships, they show up in our workspace relationships, and they show up in our relationship with ourselves, meaning our inner talk. And so if you've been thinking, I am not in a relationship right now, this doesn't apply to me, it really does because relationships are everywhere. You are part of a relationship somewhere in your life. And so, yes, it applies to you, especially if you have been repeating the same cycles in your relationships and you want to know how to change. This life is for you. So, let me give you a few signs. These are the specific signs that may be keeping you stuck in your relationship patterns. And so, I want to be transparent with you that this is not about being this is not about being judgmental. But this is about honesty with ourselves. The road to healing is always paved with the truth, right? So we have to speak truth and we have to live truth in order to get better. So as we talk about what's going on in our relationship patterns and these signs, then please be honest with yourself when you're considering what I'm saying, right? So, sign number one is people pleasing. People pleasing is a tricky one. It's because you have an insecurity on the inside and you adjust what you do, you adjust how you act, and adjust what you believe based on what other people think or what you anticipate that they want from you. Your yes is rarely your yes. Your yes is typically somebody else's yes. You're seeking approval. So you're doing and saying things to please them to gain their approval. It may not necessarily be something that you want to do, but because you want someone else's approval due to your own insecurities, you keep repeating the pattern of people pleasing. And sign number two, overgiving. You give and you give and you give your time, your energy, your resources until there's absolutely nothing left for you. And then you wonder why you're exhausted. Overgivers, you see them at most of the events. You see them giving lots of time. And if they're financially well off, they give lots of money. And many times it's out of the need to be approved by someone or out of the need to show their value or their worth that they are worthy because they're giving. And we have to understand that if we're going to give, we have to give out of a commitment to give, not out of wanting to feel better about ourselves. That's the motive. So if we're over giving, meaning we're giving too much of our time and of our resources, and then we're exhausted or we're depleted or we end up with absolutely nothing, then we have to look at the pattern. The pattern keeps repeating itself, and we keep ending up with nothing, and we keep ending up exhausted. That's the pattern. We have to look at it. Sign number three, difficulty saying no. If you have difficulty saying no, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and think about all of the times you have said yes when you should have said no. That's a pattern. When we don't say no, we end up overwhelmed. We end up depleted. We even um, end up screaming on the inside, no, 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 no. But our voices and our mouths are saying yes, 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 because it goes back to people pleasing because we're not saying no, right? We want to be approved, we want to be accepted, we want people to like us. So we don't say no, we say yes. That is a pattern. And then sign number four, fear of fear of disappointing others. This one is really important because it is a sounding board for how we make decisions. If we're always making decisions based on how we think other people are going to react, then who are we pleasing? Are we pleasing God? Are we pleasing ourselves? And if we're married, have you considered your spouse? Does what you're doing impact your spouse? Or are you just concerned about the group of people that you're trying to please? So, what is it that you're doing and why? What is the motive? Is it fear because you don't want to disappoint someone? Or you want approval from someone? So, what actually is going on? That's the pattern. And then sign number five, ignoring the red flags. This one is a tricky one because for those of us who are very loving and very kind and we accept everyone, then we might minimize their bad behavior or we might convince ourselves that they're not so bad. Or if we someday decide to react, we might convince ourselves that we're overreacting. And we continue in the same pattern, in the same relationship, the same way. And so the answer may not always be to leave the relationship, but sometimes there are things that we can do that could be different to help us be better in the relationship. And so we have to be aware of what the red flags are, and we have to take the candy coated glasses off, and we have to look at it for what it is. So, because remember, the road to healing is always paved with the truth. So, we have to deal with it as it is. We can't make an elephant be a dog, right? And we can't make a cat, right, be a zebra. It doesn't work. And so when we ignore the red flags, we have to see an elephant as an elephant, and we have to see a zebra as a zebra. That's the way we deal with it. So we have to identify the pattern. And then sign number 6, are you choosing potential over reality? So again, if we go back to the example of where we're looking at the elephant, and we're looking at the elephant through candy colored glasses, and we see the elephant as a dog. Elephant is not a dog, it's an elephant, right? And so we can't choose potential over reality. Sometimes in our romantic relationships, we fall in love with who someone could be, right? And we stay longer than we should because we're waiting for the potential to show up in the person, right? We don't see them as they really are. And so when we see people as they really are, that helps us make healthy decisions to not only protect ourselves, but to protect our time, to protect our purpose, and to protect the relationship, right? And then sign number 7, feeling responsible for everyone else's happiness. If this is you, then it upsets you when someone around you is upset, and you immediately feel like it's your fault. You feel like it's your job to fix it. Well, it's not. People have to be responsible for themselves. And when we continue to show up as the fixer in relationships, then many times we are ignoring our own needs in the relationship because we're trying to fix, 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 right? Remember, the road to healing is always paved with the truth. And so if we want something different, then we have to do something different. And that means to identify the pattern. And that's where my relationship pattern finder comes in. And I will drop the link to it after the live. So, what I would like for you to do in this moment is think about which one of the signs applies to you. And if you're brave enough to drop it in the comments, and I would appreciate if you dropped it in the comments. But if you're not, then just write it down on a piece of paper, or just make a mental note of it and say, this is mine. This is my issue. And I want you to own that, and I want you to think about it, because that's the pattern. That's the pattern that you have to change. If you don't want to keep getting the same negative outcomes, then we have to do something different. And it starts with awareness. Awareness is only part of it. We have to do the work, but awareness is the critical component that leads us to change. Remember, the road to truth is all the road to healing is always paved with the truth. So truth is the number one thing that we need to increase our awareness. And I want you to know that I see you. I understand where you are because I've been there. And it does not make any of us broken. It just makes us human. And if that gets you to the point to where you are valuing yourself enough to where you want to do something different in your relationship, then I want you to go to the link after the live that I put in the comments and download the free relationship patterns finder. And so here's the truth that changed everything for me, for those of you who are watching. And I believe that it's going to land for someone today. You cannot change a pattern that you cannot see. If you keep asking yourself, why does this keep happening? What is wrong? What is going on? Then I'm talking to you, right? Because many people spend years, absolutely painstaking years, trying to fix their relationships, trying to communicate better, trying to find the right person, trying to be better, but they never stop to think about the pattern that's driving their choices. There's always a pattern, and we have to find it, which is why I want you to download my free a relationships pattern finder. I'm going to put the link in the comments as soon as this live is over. Please note that without awareness, you will keep arriving at the same destination. So if you're tired of the same issue causing the same negative outcomes, if you if it's a different name, a different place, a different dynamic, but the same outcome, there's a pattern and we have to find it. So I want you to download my free relationships pattern finder. And now we are going to go to the Word of God. And I am using, for those of you who follow me, you know that my favorite Bible is the Billy Graham Training Center Bible. So I am using that Bible today. And I am reading from Proverbs 4:23, New King James Version. It says, "Keep your heart with all vigilance, for out of it spring the issues of life." The issues of our life flow from what's happening in our heart. That includes our relationship patterns. And that includes what we believe about love, what we believe about our worth, what we believe that we deserve. What we believe that we deserve. I'm slowing down because I want that to resonate. What is it that you believe that you deserve? Have you examined your heart? Remember, awareness is not the destination, but it's always the first step because the road to healing is always paved with the truth. So that's why I created the relationship pattern finder that I've been talking about. It is free. It is a free assessment specifically designed to do what we've been talking about. It identifies the relationship patterns that may be impacting your confidence, your boundaries, your communication, and your relationships. It's not a quiz, it is a tool. It is a tool that helps you get clear about what is exactly driving your relationship choices so you can stop guessing and start growing. It's completely free, and as I stated, I am going to drop the link in the comments as soon as I end this live. And I want you to go to the comments after the live, download it, and complete the assessment. It does not take long, I promise you. And then I want you to book your relationship discovery call with me so that we can talk about your results and map your next steps out together. Again, after you complete the relationship pattern finder, please review your results and then book a free discovery call with me so we can talk about your results and map out your next steps together. This will be a real conversation, it will be a genuine conversation about where you are, where you're navigating, and what a clear path forward looks like specifically for you. The link again will be in the comments as soon as we end the live. And I look forward to hearing from you. So before I go, it's time for us to end our live. But before I go, I want to leave you with one question. And this particular question is, what is one relationship pattern you've noticed throughout your life that you're ready to change? Remember, the road to healing is always paved with the truth. We have to start with awareness. We have to start with honesty. And we have to start with the willingness to change. And so as you're thinking about my question, I want you to write it down. I want you to make a mental note of it or come back and watch the video from the live. And I want you to answer it honestly. After you've completed the relationship patterns finder, I'm so proud of you for being here, and I'm so proud of you for being willing to face the truth. I'm so proud of you for showing up for yourself and for your future and for your present. This is not easy work, but it is important work because we want to heal at the root. And when we heal at the root, everything changes. I am a living witness because I don't just teach this, I have lived it. So if you're ready to change your future, download the Relationship Pattern Finder. The link will be in the comments after this live. And then book your free discovery call with me. And I want you to keep learning. So you can visit me at destinationlife.org, or you can shop some of my resources at my Stan store. That's stan.store Coach MG Destination Life, Lyfe. And the links are in my bio. Please like, share, and follow my page. Your support helps these messages reach women who need it most. And again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. My name is Coach Mika, Destination Life Coaching. I am a life and relationship coach, and I am ready to walk with you. If you are ready to walk forward in your relationship to find the pattern, become aware, and do the work to make the change. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you and have a great day.